I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
I'm almost 300 pounds. I'm loud. I'm flashy.
Yeah.
I think we're so conditioned in the social justice space to being, the poor righteous leader.
Like, I'm like Jesus Christ coming on, walking
Right,
on
and
water.
I just think in 2023 we're in a different space now
Yeah.
where it's time to redefine.
Hi, I'm Josh Owen. As the owner of a video marketing company in New Orleans, I've been on the quest to learn everything I can about marketing. Everyone has a different style, different strategy, and a different experience. Is there a wrong way to do it? A right way to do it? Let's find out together as we make marketing make sense. Welcome everybody to Make Marketing Make Sense. I'm here with the illustrious and fashionably on point Larry Irvin with Brothers Empowered to Teach. Welcome, man. You're in particular here to talk about nonprofit organizations and how they should be marketing. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Thanks
for having me, man. Yeah. Always good to share my perspective and vantage point, man. And it just feels really good to be considered.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having you on the show, I feel like, oh man, I gotta, get myself worked up here. Right, when we're talking about marketing, and nonprofits in specific, your nonprofit has been really popping off. As far as like, what is your marketing with your nonprofit? Like, how do you deal with that?
Very guerrilla style, man. We have a robust, we have a heavy-handed approach to marketing. I just being in a nonprofit in the social justice space, I think too often, I didn't come in with a playbook. I didn't come in with a blueprint. Sometimes that ignorance is bliss, right? So what I saw was just from other colleagues, EDs, CEOs. I didn't see people putting a whole bunch of money into their marketing. Their social media, their visuals, their aesthetic. People weren't being really intentional about that. And one thing I did from the beginning is to be really intentional about our marketing, the language, and just really opening the budget up. I think most, what I see from EDs and the historical context of social justice and the nonprofit spaces that they don't spend a lot of money on their marketing. I think they're expected to just have impact, have strong programming, but nobody knows or nobody has awareness of the work that they're doing, and you see a lot of nonprofits fall short in that regard. So we've taken a very intentional approach about opening the budget, opening the budget, spending the money, building a team of creatives, videographer, photographer, social media, graphic design, website. Like everything is really intentional about making sure it looks good, because I take even though it is a nonprofit, I take a for-profit or corporate approach or disposition to the space, man. And I think that separates me from the pack.
Yeah. I mean, like, what made you, I guess, you talk about like ignorance as bliss in that sense, but like what really, in your mind really made you take this approach? Like what was the...
Well, I'm a consumer. Yeah. More than anything. Yeah. I mean, right? So I'm in the fashion, I'm in the brands, I'm just as Larry Irvin, the human, right? Not the CEO, not the ED, but just, I'm a consumer, man. So I love brands. I love, I love what I consider to be hot gear. So I just took that same approach. If it looks cool to me, it's probably cool. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't I want my own product or my own work to have that same feel? I just, a brand is a feel. It's not necessarily aesthetic. Right. It's a feel, man. So I want people to feel like when they see Brothers Empowered to Teach, that it's high quality programming. Yeah. That it's, they have integrity. We want to raise the awareness of this work that we're doing, because the narrative and the work that we're doing around teacher development and things of that nature, it warrants such a sale, if you will. So, I'm good at selling, man. And I just took the consumer approach, man. I'm gonna invest in something, and produce something that I would buy and I would lean into.
Yeah. No, I think that's like such a great approach, because I think a lot of people, I mean, we've seen it in the nonprofit space here in New Orleans, especially, is like, it's just a lot of people, I think as long as you just do good work, that's enough.
It's not enough. It's never enough, man. But I understand the conditioning. Yeah. Right? You think about the social justice space historically, I think we're used to seeing a certain archetype of leadership, the very reclusive, in the back, quiet, because nobody wants to be seen as like this self-focused, self-glamorizing person and leader. But one thing I've learned, and we talked about this before, philanthropy, money is attracted to the loud, not the quiet, and philanthropy is really invested in dynamic leaders who are visible and who are loud. You could have great programming, but if your leader isn't out front screaming at the top of the mountain how valuable and how impactful this work is, it's really null and void, man. And I'm really breaking the mold. Yeah. I'm really breaking the mold and really shifting the paradigm of what a social justice nonprofit leader looks like. So I'm the exact opposite of
Yeah.
the reclusive in the back. I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
I'm almost 300 pounds. I'm loud. I'm flashy.
Yeah.
So and I really want to break the mold and give
Yeah.
and really embolden other leaders
Right.
to do the same and really lean into their personality and sell themselves.
Right.
Because you can always be leveraged for the organization, and it's worked for me.
Yeah. No, I mean 100%. I mean, I see it. I see your brand. It's like on point.
Yeah.
People, they gravitate towards that.
Absolutely.
But it's like that's what makes me so intrigued by it. Is like you're seeing so much success. Why do you feel like other nonprofit directors don't do that enough?
They don't want to be seen as selfish. They don't want to be seen as self-focused, and I understand that, right? Like I said earlier,
Yeah.
I think we're so conditioned in the social justice space to being, the poor righteous
Right.
leader, right? You need to look like you haven't bathed. You need to, you're
Yeah.
right. You're like,
You're
it's
like, I'm like Jesus Christ coming on, walking
right.
on
And
water.
I just think in 2023 we're in a different space now
Yeah.
where it's time to redefine. I
Right.
think what leadership in the social justice space, social sector looks like.
Yeah.
And I want to be at the forefront of that. Why
Yeah.
can't we have impact and be well off
Yeah.
and do this work from a place of
Yeah.
wellness and even affluence?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's okay.
Yeah.
It's time for new leadership. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's time for a new look, and I want to be a part of that.
Yeah,
That change.
no, definitely. I mean, as I was actually reading this morning a little quote from this rabbi was talking to this guy who was donating money to this church. And he's like, "Oh, I don't know if I should donate it anymore because, like, if I do, it's not people are going to know about it and they're going to know I donated, and it's
Yeah.
going to help, and it's going to diminish, what I do, because like people will know it's me, and it's going to be, I'm not going to be seen as just as good." But then the rabbi's like, these poor kids don't care whether or not this is what you get out of this. They just care that they get a new school. So just just donate it. And it's like that's
And they
where
actually
you're at.
look, especially the kid. We're talking about the kids and inspiring the next generation of
Yeah.
talents and professionals. They want to see an example.
Mhm.
They want to see an example. They want to be able to look at you and look down the road and
Yeah.
see somewhat of a canary in a gold mine.
Yeah.
And give them a glimpse of hope
Yeah.
and excitement. And if you don't carry a certain aesthetic,
Yeah.
in my opinion, what you're saying a lot of times falls on deaf ears.
Yeah.
You have to look the part. You have
Yeah.
to look like you're on a trajectory of success.
Yeah.
You have to look like you got motion, as
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
new young kids will say right now.
Yeah.
And we got plenty of motion. Is no need to hide that,
Yeah.
to be reclusive about that, to be shy about that. Why can't we have impact and look good at the same time?
Yeah, exactly. I think, too, my other question on that is,
Sure.
is when you're talking about it as far as like other nonprofits, like what can they do, for
Yeah.
their nonprofit? Like maybe what if they are, a little nervous about breaking out of the mold? Like
Yeah.
what are some steps that they could make now to kind of like start getting on the road to, seeing, some results for their nonprofit based on what you've done so far?
Yeah, just having conversations with the board of directors, and really bringing, because that can be a barrier at times. So just
Yeah.
really having that candid conversation with your board of directors and saying, look, we want to increase our numbers. We want to increase our visibility. Can we open up, let's open up this marketing budget.
Yeah.
Let's open up this marketing and branding budget a little bit more, because people are really not used to spending, the type of numbers I'm spending
Yeah.
anyway, for sure.
Yeah.
For the last couple of months, I've been spending upwards and above 30,000
Yeah.
per month. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
In the social justice
Yeah, exactly,
nonprofit
yeah.
space, most boards would
Yeah.
probably try to get you
Yeah.
removed
Yeah.
from
Like,
your
wait,
seat.
where's all this money
Like,
coming?
where's
It's
all
like,
this
yeah.
to photo,
Yeah.
photography and videography, and like
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah.
programming.
Yeah.
But I think you really multiply your impact.
Yeah.
When people are aware of your product or service
Yeah.
that you're providing,
Yeah.
and it looks good and it's consistently branded
Yeah.
across all your platforms.
Right.
It's just, I'm seeing the benefit from it. A lot of people are reticent of it, and I understand why. That's been the paradigm. That's been that's been normal. Seeing zero in your column,
Yeah.
in your marketing column on
Yeah.
your budget,
Yeah.
has been a norm. And I think it's
Yeah.
just time to really spend the money, man. And I know the creators appreciate it for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean 100%. I mean, this makes me even wonder, was there a specific moment when you started doing marketing, and you started spending these dollars? Like, was there a moment where it just really clicked and you were able to be like, this proves it right here. This is what it is. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, our Mackenzie Scott rollout that we had last year. So I got the Mackenzie Scott. I got a huge donation from Mackenzie Scott, and a game-changing
Yeah.
donation, and it puts us in a different tax bracket and different
Yeah.
stratosphere. But what I wanted to do was really maximize and squeeze all the juice that I could out of that orange to make sure everybody knew
Yeah.
because it's going to what? It's going to bring more money.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
not just locally and regionally, but across the country,
Wow.
across the globe, man. I wanted everybody to know. So we were really, we really leaned in and opened the budget up for that rollout, man. And I just seeing the ramifications of that, and
Yeah.
now having keynotes and
Yeah.
speaking at high schools, across the state, across the country. We're really just starting to see the benefit of that, but it's going to be exponential from a revenue standpoint, from a branding standpoint, and I want to keep doing it. I did the same thing for the Today Show.
Yeah.
We just recently had a Today Show feature,
nice,
and
yeah.
I did the same thing. I opened up the marketing budget and said, let's maximize and cover this as if this is Nike covering a new drop
Right.
of Jordans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I'm taking, like I said, I take a very for-profit and corporate approach to nonprofit work, and it's working great for me.
Yeah. Yeah, because you feel like after you do all this stuff, like people hear about you and they like
People hear about you, and
Yeah.
it's more. It brings more dollars, more opportunities, more visibility, more credibility. It's a 360 effect.
Yeah.
From a positive standpoint. Yeah.
Have you ever met someone that was like that, like knew who you were before you even like met them? Like
Yeah,
they're
it's
just
always
like-
crazy. It's always crazy. In the airport, even
Oh,
locally.
snap! You getting picked up in the airport now?
Yeah, man. Ted has a big platform.
Oh yeah.
Like, I forget
yeah.
how big-
Yeah.
Like Ted, people really follow Ted, man. It's just like, man,
Yeah.
I was in a coffee shop. This is probably maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And a guy walked to me. He was like, Larry Irvin? You just recently did a TED Talk? I'm like,
No way.
you have to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Because, being
Yeah.
a social justice leader,
Yeah.
you're not expecting.
You're exactly.
So that type of viewership and followership,
Yeah.
like I'm an NBA player or
Yeah.
NFL player, things
Yeah.
like I'm an athlete or A-list celebrity or things of that nature. But they have a very
yeah.
niche, very loyal
Right.
fan base, and
Yeah.
they stick to it. And
Yeah.
they know when they watch the TED
Yeah.
Talk, they know
That's
you're facing the airport just like a
Yeah.
celebrity or athlete.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. I mean, we need
It
more
is.
of that. It's like we need more,
It is.
EDs of like social justice programming out in the forefront like that. And,
Yeah, there's a bunch of superheroes, man.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of superheroes
Yeah.
doing good work who don't get the reverence
Right.
and admiration of an athlete or celebrity, but damn sure needs to be.
Yeah. Damn. Well, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself, man. And you just nailed all the nails on the head here. So I was like, I think, this is a good point for us to just kind of wrap it up and, really,
sir.
If at this point, just share with us, where can we, find you on social media,
Yeah,
internet, all that good stuff.
we are all over social media. So Real Bruhs Teach, that's RealBruhs Teach. That's our Instagram. That's our Twitter. Our Facebook is Brothers Empower to Teach. You can find me at High Risk CEO on Instagram. Visit our website, www.lowercase(e)2)t.org, be2t.org, and you can find all the rest of our links to everything else from the website, man. So please look us up, High Risk CEO, Brothers Empower to Teach. We out here trying to have impact and doing good work, man.
Yeah. You nailed it. Well, go check out Larry and go check out his TED Talk, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Make Marketing Make Sense, brought to you by Comfystone. If you need video content for social media, your website, or email marketing, hit up Comfystone at comfystone.com and follow Comfystone on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.